Hello, this is Unnuuk, and in this tutorial I'll be showing you how to replace the default ears for Fellow Heart. Now, the first thing you're going to do is navigate to your Fellow Heart folder. You'll go to Media, and then Models. If you're replacing canine ears, you'll use C body, and if you're using replacing feline ears, you'll use F body. We'll be using F body. You'll want to make sure that you select the mesh and also the skeleton, along with the ears that you're using. Then go ahead and copy and paste those into a separate folder so that wrong folder. So that'll be easier to locate in Blender. Now, I have these set up to open with the XML converter by default, so I only have to click on them, and to do that, you just go to Open With, choose another app, and then you navigate to where the XML converter is. But you can also just have the XML converter in there and drag and drop. Then go ahead and delete the original files, as you won't need them anymore, but you might want to save backups in advance. After you're done with that, go ahead and exit out, and then open up Wardrobe Template. I'll link a download below. After that's loaded up, select your mesh, which will be the F body one or T body one. Select that, and then for skeleton, select Use It, and search for. After that's loaded in, click Start. It'll take a couple seconds. The skeleton file will be somewhat messed up, but it's still usable. None of the vertexes have changed or anything like that. We'll only be using the 2 ear bones today, so it's not like it really matters, and they're fairly easy to locate, at least for me. Anyways, after that's loaded in, go ahead and go to File, Import, and then ogre.mesh.xml. Then go back to the folder and select the ears. You want to set those to set smooth. Then, after those have loaded in, you'll want to hit Tab to switch to edit mode, and hit Control, and then drag your mouse and circle around the ear. You can do either or, but I'm doing this one. And then delete it. Then you want to go back to object mode. You can hit Tab to do that, or manually do it, and then add modifier, mirror. Make sure it's on the X mirror. After you've done that, go ahead and go to Tab and edit it to your liking. Now, you don't want to add any vertices, just move these around, the original ones. You can remove vertices, but you want to make sure that it's not any important or major vertices, otherwise there are going to be holes visible. You just want to move these around. You can move it around with these, or you can hit G and drag it around, but the position will be slightly off, so you might just want to do it with these. But, you know, either or. Now, where the inside and the outside of the ear separate, there's 2 separate meshes here, so you're going to want to make sure that you select both vertices. Otherwise, well, like see, if you select both, it should move correctly, but if you only select one, still a gap will be left there, so you don't want to do that. Anyways, edit the mesh, however, I'm just moving it around randomly, but yeah, edit it to your liking, and after you're done with that, go back to object mode and hit apply. Then you'll want to add another modifier, armature, and you're going to type in F body or C body 1, and then go ahead and hide the body mats. You don't have to, it's just so you can see the bones easier. You can hit X-ray to see through the meshes, but it's kind of difficult for me to use it that way, so I had the other meshes. And then you'll want to select the bones, go into pose mode, and then shift click on the ears. You're gonna have to shift right click. Both should be highlighted, but for some people they might not be, like me. But anyways, afterwards you'll want to go to weight paint and if done correctly, the bones should be blue. If you don't go into pose mode, then you won't be able to select the bones, so you'll need to make sure that you go into pose mode. Then you'll want to paint the ear for that bone. So you don't get paint on the other ear by accident, you might want to select this, and then hit L to select the vertex group, and then Shift L to select the other one too, and that way you won't accidentally paint over there. But make sure you cover the entire ear. After that's done, you'll have to exit this, otherwise you won't be able to switch bones. And then go ahead and switch to the other ear bone, and if you want to, you can switch back to that. And then color the other ear. Make sure that you're selecting the ear bones and not like the spine or anything like that. You need to make sure that you do color these in with weight paint, otherwise the ears won't move correctly and they might be stretched out. After that's done, go ahead and go back to object mode and hit apply. You might want to save here. Just name it whatever. I'm going to rename it tutorial backup. Now, if you save it more than once as a different file, when you hit save, don't move your mouse after you click it, as this notification will pop up, and if you move your mouse, it'll disappear. So, make sure you click on this, otherwise it won't save over it. Learn that the hard way. Anyways, after that's done, go ahead and delete all the other meshes, or not the ears. Once that's done, you might want to save again. I'm going to do that. And then go back into edit mode, select one of the ears, and delete it. And then depending on which ear you deleted, like if you, you're going to rename the mesh to match the specific ear. Your left is the mesh's right, and vice versa. Control click to rename. Afterwards, you're going to go to File, Export, and then Ogre Meshes. If the name does not pop up, make sure you're in object mode and hit A so that everything's selected, and then hit Update. Deselect Export Materials and Require Materials. Go ahead and select the path and export it to wherever. I'm exporting it to tutorial. After that's done, Control Z to undo so that you have two ears again. Then go back into object mode and delete the other ear. Now rename this so that it's under the opposite ear name. So if you did the right ear first, then this would be the left ear, like I did. Once again, make sure you're in object mode. Like if the name doesn't appear the same, make sure you update it. Then export materials, require materials, make sure you check those. And then export. Now, once that's done, go ahead and go to the file. And then you want to open the original ears mesh and the new ones with a text editing program like Notepad. I use Visual Studio as it's for editing code, and it's a lot easier for me to use. I'll also link a download below for anyone who wants that. Make sure you open all of them. You can control click to select more than one. Now, if you did change the amount of vertices, make sure that, like if this is 118 instead of 120, make sure you also change this to 118. So this says head mat L, so we're going to choose the left ear and select all these faces, Control C to copy, delete these, and then Control V to paste. Make sure you don't accidentally delete the geometry vertex count. Make sure you also change that if you did change the vertices. Next, we're going to copy this texture coordinates code and paste it in here. And then delete these vertices. Might have to scroll for a bit. There's another entry right here. Make sure you delete that too. Then copy and paste. You won't need to change any of these. Scroll down for a bit, and then go over to the other ear. The vertex and face count should be the same for both ears. Oops. Control C. Delete, Control V. Make sure you also copy in texture coordinates for this too. And then delete the vertices again. Once again, make sure you delete both entries. After that's done, go ahead and go to File, Save As, and make sure that there's a .mesh.xml at the end, because if you just save it as .mesh, it'll save as a mesh, and we are going to convert it to a mesh anyways, but if you just save it as a mesh like this, the coding will be messed up for some reason, and it'll crash Heart, so make sure you include XML. Even if it does say XML, even if you do have save as type XML files, it'll still save as a mesh for some reason, so make sure you have that. Then go ahead and export that, convert it, excuse me, and then copy, and then paste into your models folder. Once again, you might want to back up the original files just in case. We can go ahead and open up Heart. And select the ears that you changed. I changed the cow ears. If you did it correctly, they should be changed. You should also be able to move, perk, droop, whatever. If you have any issues with this, contact me on DeviantArt or on the Heart forums, and I'll try and help out. Anyways, that's it. Good luck.